Welcome back. It's Phat Dudes Phat Foods, PHAT.
Episode number 6. Make sure you get it right.
What is-
PHAT Foods, dudes. Figure it out.
PHAT Foods, dudes. Jonathan Jones, my co-host here, dude. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
We're in a brewery here. Big shout out to Simple Machine for letting us record these episodes here. And I'm drinking Waterloo soda water, and Jonathan's drinking water, man.
Yeah, you thought this was water. Little
Straight
did
up,
he know.
Straight up, semi-room temperature vodka. So, yeah, I'm Eric Walters from Tap That Easy podcast. Jonathan, you are from
Smokin Hope, a nonprofit organization. We are the cookout that everybody's invited to. And, yeah, man, we just bless folks through the love of barbecue. We hook up a lot of people. They eat good. Everyone's smiling. It's a beautiful thing.
I love it, man. I love it. So we like to eat, we like to cook, and that's what Phat Dudes is about, right?
Right.
Phat Dudes Phat Foods is about entertaining at home. So you can't always pull out the big guns, fire up that smoker for 18, 24 hours, right?
You gotta pace yourself.
Yeah, right? Can't do that all week. So this episode is about some weekday meals, kind of, you've got 2 kids. Your kids are younger than, how old are your 2 kids?
Yeah, my kids are 6 and 4.
Yeah, dude, you're in the trenches right
I'm
now.
in the thick of it.
You're coming out. You're starting to see some light.
I see.
think.
Yeah, we got a routine, but I have people keep telling me that, bigger kids, bigger problems. So
For sure,
I know there's some heat on the way.
Dude, mine are 8 and 10.
I just saw it in your face.
Well, I was thinking 3 years down the road when I have a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old girl and 2 girls, and it's, yeah. Anyways, weekday meals. Don't have to deal with that just yet. So, weekday meals. I think that I'm going to go out on a limb and say you go a little bigger during the week than I do because of your skills and your resources that you have in that backyard that I'm envious of. Those smokers. And
Yeah,
I say smokers.
I'm gonna stop you right there, okay? Because one thing I love to do, man, is keep it real. And I got a lot of tools, a lot of resources. We do eat really good, but as parents, as a husband, and I know there's wives out there who hold down most of the cooking in their households, man. Sometimes you just need to break out the PB&J.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to, hey, you know what? Order pizza. Right. Can we get wings too? That sounds good.
I'll finish them in the air fryer. Yeah.
So it's definitely what's dope about this episode, that it's not always about knocking it out of the park in the home runs. It's about how can we maximize and be efficient as possible with our weekday meals and still be able to spend time with our families and do things that we love to do. So this is going to be a fun one to shed light on kind of how our flow is in our houses, and maybe we can even inspire some folks to get up off that couch or to know when to call in the pizza.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. I love it, man. I love it. Well, so for me, I mean, go back and listen to episode number 5 to hear my rants about air frying. I love the air fryer. That's quick, easy. Throw some nuggets in there. Throw some, the little frozen pizzas in there for the girls. That's great. Quick and easy. But I also love to freeze stuff, like to ridiculous levels where my wife's like, "Why are you freezing that Parmesan cheese?" Because we can use that in something.
Do you have a deep freeze?
No, but we're pretty good at keeping
only what you
limited.
Need.
Yeah. So I love to freeze, and the barbecue purist might like kick me right in the ass on this one, but I love freezing barbecue. Right, if I do a whole pork shoulder,
okay.
I'll throw whatever's left of it. I'll put it in like a freezer gallon bag. I'll break off pieces of that, throw it in a skillet with some ghee, with some eggs and dude.
Reactivate it.
Exactly.
Reactivate. It's funny. My mom does. So when my mom comes out here and visits, man, I'm always going to try to, barbecue for something for moms.
Yeah.
And she always frees, pulled pork, and she's chopped brisket. She freezes that stuff. And I'm like, do you have room for this? And sure enough, she's taken so much that, like, other family members are calling me like, hey, man, that pulled pork was bomb. And I'm like, yo, who could...
She's shipping it on ice back to Nebraska.
Hey, Mom, if you listen, let me find out you selling this stuff without me knowing.
Right. She's selling it to another barbecue place. It's like, man. Well, all right, man. Shout out to your mom then, because I love it. I mean, chili. Like, I'll freeze, I'll do chili, and there'll be a good amount left because I go overboard, right? I mean, there's me and my wife and our 2 daughters, and I'll make like 6 gallons of chili.
I think for chili too, like that's one of those things where just like with your portions and your recipes, you got to go a little bigger on that to make it last. You know what I mean? Like I would hate to do a small pot of chili.
That would look stupid, right? You don't do a little saucepan of chili. What is that?
Because no matter how much of it is, you still have to cook it for that X amount of time.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And you want it to marry together. And sometimes, you know how it is with that chili. Once you put it to the side, put it in the refrigerator, a couple days go by, man, that stuff tastes even better.
For sure.
Because all the flavors and stuff had married together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love your idea about freezing stuff. One of my favorite things to freeze is turkey legs.
Oh, really?
Turkey legs, because when I do a whole bird, and I don't know, maybe it's just my family, but if it's not me eating the turkey legs right off of the bird, like everybody else wants either the breast or the other.
If you're eating the turkey leg, you're grabbing that right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm literally, that's the first thing I cut off when I slice up a turkey. But I love freezing the legs because when I make greens, you ever had greens?
I have, yeah.
Okay, when I make greens, I like to put that in there as a flavor. Black-eyed peas, too. Like, you could put a ham hock in there. You could put different types of meats, but I love that smoky turkey leg flavor.
Yeah.
And some of that salt content that's been put into it from just the longer smoke, too. So, literally, I'll take the frozen leg and drop it right into the cooked greens, and then I'll let those cook for another couple hours till they, kind of all come together.
Ah, dude.
Yeah, black-eyed peas. What else? You can do so many things with a protein that has a bone in it, right? So, or let's say I did a whole chicken, and maybe I didn't freeze it, but I kept it overnight. You can still make your own. You can make your own chicken stock with that.
Yeah.
Put that. Here I go again. Put that carcass in there. Put them bones in there.
Drink every time you hear John.
Beef stock too, man. You got big old tomahawk steak, man. If you don't got a pot, you might have to saw that thing down because some of these bones they getting bigger and bigger. But put that in a pot with some vegetables, and you know what I mean. You can make your own stock. So yeah, freezing stuff is definitely. Yeah. What else do you like to freeze?
I like that though. I like it's almost like putting that frozen turkey. It's like a bouillon cube, like nature's bouillon cube, right? Just throw that in there.
It's like natural MSG.
Yeah, the way it was intended to be. Now I dig freezing stuff. Dude, we make big batches. We're big on leftovers, right? So we basically plan 2 meals. We'll make something on Sunday and then maybe something Wednesday. You know?
Oh, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, dude, freezing stuff for me is a bit. Dude, fruit, like if we've got fruit left over that's almost ready to I'm not going to eat it. It's a little bit mushy, but it's, I'm not going to be snobby about it. Right. I'll throw it out in a freezer bag, and then, we'll make, make it smoothies
and stuff. Put them black bananas in there.
Dude.
You ever had them bananas start going bad?
Yeah.
You're like, man.
Dude, that's a staple in our house.
You got to freeze those, yeah.
Put peanut butter. You ever put peanut butter in them?
No.
So frozen bananas, put a little peanut butter in there. I mean, if you're like me, put a big scoop of peanut butter in there, and then I like oat milk and put that in there. Blend it up, dude. It's like peanut butter ice cream.
That's fire.
Fantastic.
I'm still in that one.
Super easy.
I'm still in that.
Yeah. Please do. So what about you? I know that I think we talked about this before. You dig leftovers, right?
Oh yeah. And I'm very similar when weekends, a lot of the food gets cooked, or a lot of the barbecue goes down on weekends.
Yeah.
And, so a lot of barbecue goes down on the weekends, and a lot of times they're big hunks of meat, right? So brisket, pork shoulders, tri-tips, things like that. I can never just do one small piece of meat,
right,
especially if I'm putting all this time and effort into it.
For sure.
So some of the stuff that I like to do is like repurpose leftovers, where you can make a quesadilla out of anything. You know what I mean? If you got some leftover grilled chicken, or you want to do some shredded pulled pork quesadillas, and because they're leftovers, that opens up time for me to say, oh, well, let me make a quick little salsa. You know what I mean? At least I did something today.
Sure. Yeah.
I could check the box for my kids.
Yeah.
Man. Enchiladas. I had leftover chopped brisket, so I just did some. I did some brisket enchiladas, and like having that smoke flavor in them enchiladas, and the fact that I put that all together in 25 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Start to finish.
And
that's
it's
a nice
enchiladas.
Yeah,
can't go wrong with enchiladas.
That's
man.
a weekday meal. It sticks to your
Yeah,
ribs.
it does. Yeah.
You wake up full.
That's a leftover that becomes then a leftover, right? Because you
Yeah.
make so many enchiladas, and like, oh shit, now what do I do with the leftover enchiladas?
Yeah.
Freeze them.
Exactly. and even then, like Thanksgiving, right? You do turkey.
Yeah.
I love repurposing turkey for sandwiches. Anything. You can make a
Yeah.
sandwich out of anything.
Yeah.
Slap some bread, 2 pieces of bread, whatever the meat is
Tang.
in between. Yeah.
Some tang. Remember that? Tang, which mom pinches the corners. That was the old days, man. Well, like you said, repurposing those things, meats specifically.
Right.
Like I said, when I freeze like brisket or pulled pork, you flatten it out in a freezer bag, and there's elevated ways to do it with the sealed bags and stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm fine. Just give me a Ziploc freezer bag. Then you can break off a little chunk of that frozen stuff.
Absolutely.
Throw it in a skillet, and then I'll scramble some eggs up on, throw that on there with some.
Bro, that's
right.
I'm learning. So this is the episode where I'm learning.
Damn.
I'm learning all this stuff today.
I'm getting hungry, man.
Whoa.
I need to go see what I got in my freezer at home, man. But and then we've got the tools, right? I love the air fryer,
Right.
which comes in key during the week.
Oh yeah.
What about you? What are you use air fryer?
I don't have an air fryer. So I had an air fryer. Man, I don't know why every time I need to explain something, I go into these random ass stories.
It all ends up with you giving something away, doesn't it?
It does. That's why I can't even. So we had an air fryer, and it got gifted to someone we know and love. Okay, but I like the crock pot.
Ooh.
I like the old school crock pot, man.
Yeah.
And I know the Instapot has been coming up more now than ever too. I would love to get into that too, but the crock pot is so easy where you throw in some meat, some vegetables, and then you let it roll all day. By the time the kids are out of school and y'all are ready to have dinner, that stuff is ready to go.
Yeah.
Mississippi pot roast is always good.
What's that?
That's when you got the chuck roast, right? You got the chuck roast,
which is a pretty inexpensive cut of meat, right?
Yeah. I think that's starting to go up, but it's still the most affordable right now.
Okay.
You throw a big old chuck roast in there. You throw in some potatoes. You throw in some onions, some pepperoncinis. That's to give it the Mississippi, the Mississippi twang on it. You know what I'm saying?
Pepperoncinis?
Yeah,
nice, man. I love pepperoncinis.
You don't need a whole lot.
Yeah,
don't overdo it. But so you put that stuff in, and over time, man, it makes that. Some people would call it gravy. I just call it sludge, man. It's the gut of meat. It's like the so you got that going on, and then you got the potatoes, and it all combines, and you got the fat that then got broken down, and that turns into that too, and it's just it's just the way to go, man.
Dang, dude, I
crock pot meals, man.
Yeah. Well, so what I like to do is. Once again, freezing stuff, right? You go to, the store and they've got a sale on chicken breasts, or Costco has you can buy them where they're, with the divided ones, right?
Oh, okay,
right.
nice.
So they're portioned out. I don't know how many pounds it is, but you get like 6 packs of 2 chicken breasts each, right? So I just cut those up, throw them in the freezer. What I like about them is during the week, dude, I can throw 1 package of those in there, take them out of the plastic, obviously. Throw that in there in the crock pot with 1 ingredient. I'll throw teriyaki sauce in there. I'll throw barbecue sauce in there. Cook that all day. What I love about the crock pot too, until the pressure cooker starts to emit beautiful aromas as the crock pot does, it will never be the crock pot, man.
The walls of the house got the smell.
Right.
Smell it. And you know what I didn't know about, and it's just because I'm not in the kitchen type of cooker more than I'm outside, but I didn't know they had the little bags for the crock pot too.
Dude, that's a game changer.
So you don't even got to clean these.
No.
You don't even have to clean them out no more. You just throw the bag in there, dump all your stuff in there, you good to go. Like that's money. Have you are you familiar with these 1 pan meals or these 1 sheet meals?
Yeah.
I love those too.
I've never got it. It's almost like I don't believe it.
I love those
like, there's
too.
No way. There's no way, but yeah.
Yeah, you just you preheat the oven, get the oven on, and you take the biggest sheet you got. And my rule of thumb is a protein, a veggie, and a carb or a starch, whatever, you know what I mean. So you can have, some diced up chicken breast, some broccoli, and some potatoes, or you know what I mean, so whatever it might be, and all goes in the oven. 25, 30, depending on what you got on there. 35 minutes later, you taking it out, and all you need is tongs, and you're making plates, and everybody's happy.
Dang.
I was just gonna say, and with me having smaller kids, they like their food chopped up. And so the fact that you're already doing that anyway, you're literally just making plates. Next thing you know, we talking about how everybody's day was. And they love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we'll throw like vegetables and potatoes with like chopped onions and stuff in the oven and make them that way.
Yes.
But I never thought about adding the meat into as well. So you dice up the meat before you put it in,
yeah.
Or do you? Okay.
Yeah. So that's what helps. That's what helps us reduce that cooking time, so that all them things get done at the same time. Because if I just put on straight up chicken breast, they're gonna need a little more time than the broccoli or Brussels sprouts, whatever that other side might be. So we cut those up, and that's like a once a week staple for us, man. You know, do you got any of them staples where like no matter what goes down, you're always having that one thing every week?
Chicken nuggets and mac and cheese.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a staple for us. I mean we like to mix it up. I mean a couple of quick things that I like. Don't make them as often as I'd like, but teriyaki chicken tacos.
Ooh.
So just
whoa.
Yeah, dude. So sometimes I'll put the chicken in the crock pot with teriyaki sauce, and then there's a mango salsa at Trader Joe's.
Okay.
And you do this like lime yogurt kind of like cream sauce on it.
Bro, I can see it now.
Dude,
that sounds
it's incredible. It's incredible. So it's quick. I mean, you marinate the either you marinate the chicken or you throw it in the crock pot, but that's super quick, man. That's super quick. Yeah, dude, we mix it up. We mix it up.
Nice,
and it's usually pretty simple stuff. If we do something more complicated, me and my wife usually do it together on Sunday, because then during the week I'm like, nah, man, I'm probably gonna make some pizzas. Yeah. But I'm big on. Have you ever heard the term churching it up?
Oh yeah,
right?
100%.
Yeah. I never heard that term before. And our friends across the street from Texas, they always say churching up. I'm like, what is that? They're like, oh, dude, when you do like, so I do mac and cheese.
Yep.
And I'll get some pork out of the freezer, throw that in a pan, like get it what'd you say? Yeah. Reanimate it?
Yeah. Reactivate it.
I'm not reanimating it, reactivating it. Get some pulled pork on top of that mac and cheese. I also
that sounds fire.
It's in my approach too, right? A little trick on mac and cheese. So we do the Annie's mac and cheese. I just like the taste of that stuff.
Gotcha,
Dude, that stuff is good. So basically do all the ingredients, but I'll melt down the butter, brown that up a little bit, and then I actually use oat milk, right? Believe it or not.
Okay,
right?
Cool.
So I think as much as I love dairy, I don't think dairy is the best for me. So I'm experimenting with different things outside of that. So oat milk, dude, for coffee and stuff like that. So we didn't have any regular milk one time. I'm like, I've tried almond milk. I've tried soy milk. That tastes like shit. I'm not ruining this. I'm like, I'm going to try it. Put in oat milk. Fantastic. So kind of cook that down a little bit until it thickens up a little bit, and then put the noodles in. And it gives the noodles time, like you strain them, and it gives them time to dry out a little bit, right? So then the cheese sticks to the noodles a little bit more.
Hey.
And it's boxed mac and cheese, man. See, that's what I do. I church it up.
Yeah, you gotta church it up. Some people call it churching up. Some people call it doctoring up.
Yep.
I think, and that plays a big part in, the Midwest upbringing, or just, some folks just didn't have a whole lot.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you how many cousins I got to this day still eating ramen noodles. Now y'all didn't. Now listen, y'all didn't put the flavor packet in there. Yeah. So why do I see you dousing more seasonings in there? They hitting the hot sauce jar. Ain't no hot sauce left in it. They hitting the back of it trying to get the hot sauce out and do all this extra stuff. But yeah, churching it up. That's where it's at, man.
You can make some incredible things happen with some sauce, and
I think that's a lot of people's thing too. Like we work all day, we grind all week, and sometimes dinner can become this big mountainous task where it's like, man, I really want to cook something, for the fam, but I can't even. I don't know what to think of. I don't even know what to do. And what I find is, man, when you keep it simple, it just alleviates all that stress and all that. Some might call it pressure. It's just one less variable in the week, right? So there's times too where I'm like, okay, I woke my kids up. We woke the kids up early to get to school. All they had was a little breakfast bar, so technically they didn't have breakfast. So, one day a week we gonna have breakfast for dinner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just got the most important meal of the day for dinner.
Yeah. They're always excited, probably. Like,
Oh, yeah.
hell yeah. Because that includes like pancakes. And
You're
all
gonna
that
get
kind
your
of stuff.
you got your sweet, you got your sweet, you got your savory, you're mixing it up, and then also too, like if I'm making bacon, I can take that bacon grease and you can repurpose that for something that's the next day too, man. You ever done so there's a smoked mac and cheese, right? You ever done a roux for when you make mac and cheese?
Well, that's kind of the people have said. They're like, "Oh, you make a roux." I'm like, I just mix the milk with the butter and the cheese powder.
No, you're right. That's pretty much.
Yeah.
So, but what I'll do is I'll take that bacon grease, and I'll use that in part with a little bit of flour, a little bit of seasoning. You start stirring that stuff up, put a little milk in there, like you was doing too, and now you got that bacon grease. And don't let me have some bacon left over too, because then I'm crumbling that over the top. Oh, we gonna crumble that over the top. The only thing I wish I could do during the week, and I had time to, was take that sheet pan of macaroni and put it on the smoker. So, cause then you just like, you got bacon, you got smoke, and you got mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Like that's the trifecta right there.
Dude, I would say that's what you made for me when I came up for the nachos.
Was
Never
that?
mind. You did nachos.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Phew, man, maybe I just saw a video of you and I was like, what the hell didn't you invite
That
me
was
over?
me too. I was going to invite you, but I wanted to eat it.
Yeah, you knew what happened. That's what I do, man. Professional eater and drinker.
But yeah, just something to give folks some insight on, this food culture and stuff. Like, yeah, we try to cover the bases throughout the week so we can hit home runs on the weekend when we got a little more time and a little more wiggle room within the schedule.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
For sure. And I mean, I'm growing up, I'm realizing some of the important things in life. It comes down to planning, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it could be, sometimes we like to challenge ourselves. Like I you asked if I had a deep freezer. I can't remember if this episode or last episode, and Jackie is more so this than me, and she's turned me in this. She's like, no. It's like, we don't need a deep freezer. We need to if we don't have room for our stuff, we need to have less stuff.
I like that approach.
So what we'll do sometimes where it's like, I don't feel like going to the store. She's like, I don't want to go to the store. And I'm like, hey, let's see what we got. Mm-hmm. Let's see what we got. All right, I got 2 cans of black beans up here. There's some frozen chicken in here. I got a couple onions left. So it's fun to have that challenge of, dude, I love seeing like the drawer, like the cheese drawer empty.
Right? Come on, okay, cool. We maxed it out.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to throw that away, but that's a challenge I give to people too. Is during the week, and you can plan it on the weekend. On Sunday, say, hey, on Wednesday when we're super whatever busy, I'm just going to do the one pan meal or something like that.
There
Or we
you
got chicken, we got veggies, boom, throw it in there. So, love it, buddy.
Yeah, man, keeping it simple.
All right, man, at Phat Dudes Phat Foods on Instagram and tapthataz.com/Phat Dudes Phat Foods.
Spell it right.
How do you spell it right?
PHATFOODS. Phat Dudes. Oh yeah, put dudes in between. See, you put me on. Don't ask me to spell nothing, and don't ask me to do no math. Just ask me to cook something, and I got you.
As you're going, I'm like, is he going to say the whole thing?
He's going to screw this up.
Nah, man, no. I love you, buddy, man. This is good time.
Yes, sir.
Good time. So, guys, stay tuned, and
until next time, man.
Until next time. We got to kind of come up with a catchphrase. Not this time.